Norman Mayor's Debate, Solving the Affordable Housing Shortage.
America's housing crisis is a nationwide issue, but it has growing implications for Oklahoma and Norman. Recent data show that 72% of Norman residents are unable to afford newly constructed homes. 41% are unable to afford monthly rent of $1,250 a month. While the University North Park TIF includes language requiring both multifamily and single-family home construction, some think the council missed a golden opportunity to establish some sort of affordability metric that would make sure that the new housing being incentivized is accessible to people of all income brackets. If you're mayor for the next 3 years, how will you approach the topic of housing, and how involved should the city of Norman be when it comes to driving or controlling development? Mr. Mullenix, this question's for you first, 90 seconds.
Yeah, I think the city should be involved in looking for solutions to the affordable housing issue. There's opportunities to work with different entities, different developers to incentivize making these houses new construction that's more affordable. And that's something I would support, and so it's a difficult issue, but like I said earlier, I think there's some opportunity with tiny house, community development, and things like that that could help alleviate this issue. So,
thank you very much, Mr. Heikkila. Same question to you. If you're mayor again for 3 years, how will you approach the topic of housing, and how involved should the city be?
The city doesn't determine the market for what kind of housing needs to be there, but I think we need to look at some of the things that we can do. We have a lot of housing stock that's used for student housing and things like that. Is there a way of not allowing people, or not disincentivizing, I guess is the right word, people from buying a house, it's typical, and then sending their kid to school, and then it drops off the market and they keep on building up? We had a man that told us in the last council meeting that we are the least dense city, or one of the 3 least dense cities in the United States. It's kind of a strange statement because it sounds like he's talking about mental ability, but it's not. He's talking about the number of houses and people per square foot in this town. We have to be able to densify what we've got here. We have to be able to set up and build multi-structures of different sorts. Some of them will be 1 room, some of them will be 5 room. It doesn't make any difference to me, but it's a way that people will be able to afford them. We can't, when we talk about affordable housing, we're talking about housing that is at 30% of somebody's ability to be able to pay their earning, and we can't regulate that. We can't make lumber cheaper, we can't make concrete cheaper, we can't make land cheaper. So we have to use the land better. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Holman. Same question, 90 seconds.
More efficient and better use of our land is one of the primary ways the mayor and city council can address housing affordability. Is how can we make it less expensive to develop housing in Norman? How can we incentivize it using federal funds like we did with the Crimson Flats project, which is a 75-unit project. It's the largest affordable housing project the city of Norman's ever done. We were able to leverage $5 million in federal funding, partner with a private developer who then took that $5 million, leveraged it into another 15 or up to 15, and is constructing the project for us. They will be paying that $5 million loan back to the city over time with 3% interest. And as they do, the city will then be able to reinvest that money into more affordable housing projects. We can reform our zoning code to, as the mayor said, make more efficient use of the land that we already have and the infrastructure that we've already built. Making it so that there's things like 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms. We have a ton of single-family homes being built. We have some big apartment complexes, but we're missing what's called the missing middle, where a lot of people fall, and we need more of that in Norman. We can advocate for that in Norman, and we could promote more affordable housing. And the last thing I would say, too, is our city budget is almost $300 million, and you account it all up together. We spend $64,000 a month on a shelter for people, and we spend over $200,000 a month on a shelter for animals, which everybody supports, but it's a matter of perspective that I think everybody needs to consider carefully.
Norman residents will cast their votes for the next mayor of Norman on February 11th, 2025. The 3 candidates are Stephen Tyler Holman, Larry Heikkila, and Riley Mullenix. This excerpt is taken from the Norman Mayor's Forum held on January 30th. This event was hosted in partnership with NonDoc, News 9, the Norman Transcript, the OU Daily, and the Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication. The entire debate is available to view on the News 9 website.